Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Bina. I'm an English literature student. This video is created for my mid-test task of literature course, and in this video I'm going to talk about one of the most fascinating eras in English literature, the Renaissance period, which took place roughly between 1485 and 1660. The word Renaissance itself means rebirth, and that perfectly describes what happened in this era. After the long and dark Middle Ages, Europe, including England, began to experience a cultural and intellectual awakening. People started to move away from purely religious ways of thinking, and they began to explore human life, knowledge, and creativity in new ways. During this period, the worldview shifted from religion to humanism. That means people were no longer focusing only on God and the church, but also on human experience, on what it means to live, to love, to think, and to create. Art, science, and literature all reflected this new curiosity about the human world. One important historical event that marked the beginning of the English Renaissance was the end of the War of the Roses in 1485. This war had divided England for years, but when it finally ended, it brought political stability under the rule of the Tudor dynasty, starting with King Henry VII. This stability allowed art and literature to grow beautifully. Another major development during the Renaissance was the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg and its introduction to England by William Caxton. The printing press completely changed the way knowledge was shared. Books became easier to produce, and for the first time, more people could afford to read. This created a culture that valued learning and literacy. Now, let's talk about the literary style and themes of the Renaissance. The main genre of this era was poetry, and one of the most popular forms was the sonnet. The sonnet is a 40-line poem that explore personal emotions, often about love, beauty, time, and mortality. One of the earliest writers who brought the sonnet form into English literature was Sir Thomas Wyatt, who adapted it from the Italian poet Petrarch. His work helped shape English poetry into something elegant and emotional. But of course, the most famous name of the English Renaissance is William Shakespeare. He was not only a poet but also one of the greatest playwrights in history. His work explored the depth of human emotions, from love and jealousy to the ambitions and guilt. Through plays like Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, Shakespeare captured the essence of human nature. He showed that human life is full of contradictions, both beautiful and tragic. His stories are still performed and studied all around the world today, more than 400 years later. Shakespeare also helped develop the English language itself. Many of the words and phrases we still use today, such as break the ice, heart of gold, and wild goose chase. So the Renaissance didn't just bring us great stories, but it also shaped the way English people express themselves. Besides Shakespeare, there were other brilliant writers from this era, such as Christopher Marlowe, who wrote Dr. Faustus, a story about a man who sells his soul to the devil in exchange for knowledge and power. Marlowe's work reflected the Renaissance script of curiosity and ambitions, but also warned about the dangers of human pride. Overall, the Renaissance was a time of great creativity, discovery, and transformations. It was a period when literature began to celebrate human potential, our ability to think, to dream, and to feel deeply. In short, the Renaissance was not just a literary period, it was the birth of modern thinking. It gave us new ways to see the world and ourselves. So guys, that's all the explanation of the Renaissance period. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video. I hope this short presentation helped you understand how the Renaissance became a turning point in English literary history. Thank you.